Welcome to a safe space where we tackle tough relationship dynamics. Today, we're diving into how to survive the blame game played by a narcissistic wife. If you're tired of the accusations and looking for peace, you're in the right place. Let's jump right in and explore these coping strategies together. 1. Recognize the narcissistic projection. Projection is a defense mechanism commonly observed in narcissistic personalities, where they attribute their own undesirable feelings, thoughts, or traits to someone else, usually the person closest to them, in this case, you as the husband. This tactic not only shifts the blame, but also diverts attention away from their own flaws. Understanding projection helps you identify when accusations aren't really about your actions or character, but are reflections of her own internal conflicts and insecurities. For example, if she accuses you of being unfaithful without basis, it might be her own feelings of guilt or inadequacy that she's grappling with. She projects these onto you to ease her psychological discomfort and to maintain an illusion of superiority and control. When you notice patterns of projection, it's important not to absorb the blame or engage defensively. This only fuels the cycle of narcissistic abuse. Instead, maintaining a factual perspective on the situation can help you respond more effectively. You could calmly point out discrepancies in her accusations and suggest discussing them at a time when emotions are less charged. This approach not only preserves your sanity, but also puts a check on the manipulation, making it clear that you are aware of the dynamics at play. Remember, recognizing projection is about protecting your mental health and setting the stage for healthier interactions, even in challenging circumstances. 2. The power of documentary evidence. Keeping a detailed record of interactions, emails, text messages, voicemails, and even notes from personal conversations, is more than just gathering evidence. It's about preserving your own perception of reality in the face of manipulation. This practice serves several purposes. First, it provides you with a factual basis to refer back to when your memory of events is challenged or when you start to doubt your own version of the truth due to the constant accusations. This is crucial because one of the tactics of a narcissist is to erode your confidence in your own perceptions, a form of psychological manipulation known as gaslighting. Secondly, should you need to defend yourself, whether in personal conversations, counseling sessions, or even legal settings, these records provide a clear, unambiguous account of what has transpired. It's not just about proving a point. It's about protecting yourself from the potential escalation of false claims. Lastly, documenting interactions can help in establishing patterns of behavior that are useful in therapy or counseling. It allows you to demonstrate recurring issues factually and objectively, which can be critical in therapy settings where the therapist needs to see through the often persuasive facade of a narcissist. 3. Navigating public and social scenarios. Handling accusations in public or social circles requires tact and composure, especially when they come from a wife with narcissistic tendencies. One effective strategy is to prepare yourself mentally for such scenarios. Expect that there might be public confrontations and plan your response in advance. Keeping your cool is paramount. Respond with brief, neutral statements or decide in advance to not engage at all in public. Another key approach is to have preemptive discussions with mutual friends or family. This doesn't mean spreading your personal business, but rather informing them about your challenges discreetly and factually. It's about setting the context so they aren't caught off guard if they witness unusual behavior. This can prevent the narcissist from isolating you socially, a common tactic used to gain control. Additionally, practice ways to excuse yourself from a situation if it becomes too heated. Having a plan to physically remove yourself from a stressful public interaction can prevent scenes and protect your dignity. For example, you might have a code word with a trusted friend or family member that signals you need help or an exit. Ultimately, these strategies aim to protect your reputation and relationships in the face of challenging accusations. By maintaining composure and managing your social interactions proactively, you reinforce your boundaries and prevent the narcissist from undermining your social standing. This not only helps in managing the immediate situation, but also in preserving important relationships in your larger social network. I hope you're finding the video helpful so far. If you are, could you show some support? A quick like, a comment, or even a subscribe really helps out. Thanks for being part of this community. 4. The role of indifference. Narcissists thrive on the emotional energy they can elicit from others. Your reactions often fuel their behavior. When you respond with indifference, you disrupt this dynamic, reducing the emotional payoff for the narcissist. Indifference here means not showing emotional reactions to provocations. It's about maintaining a calm demeanor, keeping your voice even, and not getting drawn into defensive or heated arguments. By reacting indifferently, you send a clear message that the accusations are not affecting you, which can be unnerving for a narcissist who expects their actions to dominate your emotional state. This approach doesn't mean ignoring the problem, but handling it without letting your emotions get the better of you. For example, if an accusation is thrown your way, a simple, unemotional response such as, "I see you feel strongly about this, but that's not my perspective," can be effective. This method not only protects your mental health, but also often leads to a reduction in such behaviors over time, as the narcissist may begin to realize that these tactics are no longer effective in getting your attention or hurting you. It's also helpful to prepare mentally before potentially volatile interactions. Expect that accusations may arise and plan your calm, indifferent responses. This preparation helps you to not be caught off guard and to maintain control over your reactions, preserving your peace of mind and standing firm against manipulative behavior. 5. Develop an exit strategy. This strategy involves careful planning and preparation, both emotionally and financially, to ensure that you can make a safe and effective transition if necessary. Firstly, start by securing your financial documents and personal information. Ensure that you have access to all essential financial records, bank accounts, and personal identification documents. It's wise to create copies and store them in a secure location away from home. Secondly, consult with legal and psychological professionals. A lawyer can provide guidance on the legal aspects of separation or divorce, helping you understand your rights and what steps to take. A therapist, especially one experienced in dealing with narcissistic personality disorder, can offer emotional support and coping strategies during this challenging time. It's also important to build a support network. Reach out to friends, family, or support groups who can provide emotional and practical support. Having people you trust around you can make a significant difference in managing the stress and complexities of leaving a narcissistic relationship. Lastly, plan for your living situation. Determine where you will live, whether it's renting a new place or staying with friends or family temporarily. Ensure that your new living arrangement is secure and that you have a plan for any immediate needs you might have upon leaving. Each step in developing an exit strategy should be approached methodically and with care, prioritizing your safety and well-being above all. 6. Reinforcing self-identity and self-esteem. Rebuilding your self-identity and self-esteem is crucial when facing ongoing accusations from a narcissistic wife. These accusations can severely impact your self-perception, leading to diminished self-worth. To counteract this, it's essential to actively engage in practices that reinforce your sense of self and boost your self-esteem. Start with daily affirmations. These are positive statements about yourself that you repeat often, designed to foster self-acceptance and reinforce your value. Examples might include affirmations like, "I am worthy of respect," "My feelings are valid," or "I am strong and capable." Repeating these can help shift your internal dialogue from one that may be tainted by your spouse's negative comments to one that builds you up. Incorporating hobbies and activities that you enjoy and are good at is another way to strengthen your self-esteem. Whether it's sports, arts, reading, or any other activity, make time for these regularly. Engaging in hobbies not only distracts you from negative thoughts, but also provides a sense of achievement and pleasure. Also, consider setting personal goals unrelated to your relationship. These can be related to career, fitness, education, or personal projects. Achieving these goals can give you a sense of accomplishment and reinforce your independence and self-worth. Lastly, seek out social interactions that are uplifting and affirming. Surround yourself with friends and family who support you and reflect the true image of who you are, which can be incredibly rejuvenating and reinforcing for your self-esteem. Now for my bonus tip. I want to tell you about a super effective way to handle communication with a narcissistic wife and reduce conflict. You can do this simply by adopting neutral communication techniques. This involves using I statements instead of accusations, which shifts the conversation from blame to expressing personal feelings and needs. For example, saying, "I feel upset when discussions escalate," instead of, "You always start arguments." This technique makes it less likely for your spouse to react defensively and keeps the focus on your experience, rather than on blaming or criticizing. Try to maintain a calm and composed tone during discussions. Raising your voice or showing frustration can escalate tensions, while a steady, even tone can help keep the situation more controlled. Another key aspect of neutral communication is actively listening to your spouse's point of view without immediately preparing a rebuttal. This shows respect for their feelings, even if you disagree, and can lead to a more productive dialogue. Lastly, avoid defensive language. This can be challenging, especially when facing unfounded accusations. But getting defensive often leads to nowhere and can make conflicts worse. Instead, try to validate feelings without agreeing with inaccuracies, saying something like, "I see you're really upset, and that wasn't my intention." Using these neutral communication techniques can significantly de-escalate conflicts and protect your mental health in a relationship dominated by narcissistic behavior. It helps create an environment where conversations, even difficult ones, can occur without spiraling into further negativity. Ready to learn more? Discover the differences and reasons between a narcissist's public and private behaviors. Or explore the do's and don'ts of confronting a narcissistic wife. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe for more.